For years we were told a simple story. Fruit is always a good idea, at any time, and especially before a moment when you want to feel confident, light, and fully present. The truth is more nuanced. Some fruits are perfect for a calm stomach, steady energy, comfortable circulation, and a centered state of mind. Others, when eaten too close to a moment of closeness, can invite bloating, reflux, a dip in energy, or bathroom urgency that interrupts the mood. Today, I'm going to guide you through a clear, respectful, science-informed plan. The 3 fruits you'll want to avoid in the hour or 2 before an intimate moment, and the smart, delicious alternatives that support circulation, digestion, and steady confidence in the body. I'm Susan Parker, your wellness educator. My aim is simple: offer you practical steps you can use tonight without supplements, without guesswork, and without complicated rules. You'll walk away with timing guidelines, portion ideas, and an easy plate you can prepare in 5 minutes that supports health intimacy, vitality in midlife, and a calm, present mind. Before we talk about specific fruits, let's ground the why. Intimacy is whole body physiology. You want blood vessels that respond well, a nervous system that's relaxed but alert, and a digestive tract that's quiet in the background. 3 levers influence that harmony: how fast the food you eat ferments or pulls water into the gut, how quickly it spikes blood sugar and then pulls it down, and how acidic or irritating it feels in your esophagus and stomach. When those levers are in your favor, the body feels light, warm, and ready. When they're not, you feel heavy, gassy, drowsy, or edgy. None of this is about perfection or body shame. It's simply about choosing options that help your biology cooperate with the moment you want to live. Here is the core plan in one breath. Avoid apples, pears, and grapefruit or large servings of highly acidic oranges in the 60-120 minutes before intimacy. Reach instead for berries, ripe papaya or kiwi, pomegranate arils, or a modest portion of watermelon. Pair the fruit with a little protein or healthy fat like plain yogurt, a small handful of almonds, or a cube of cheese, so energy stays steady and digestion stays calm. Sip a small glass of water earlier in the evening, and then slow down fluids in the final hour so your body feels hydrated but not over full. Now let's slow down and explore the details so you understand exactly why these choices work. The first fruit to avoid close to intimacy is the apple. Apples are nutritious, but they carry 2 traits that can work against you in the wrong window: a sugar pattern that's tricky for many guts to absorb, and a sugar alcohol called sorbitol. Together they make apples a classic high FODMAP fruit. That simply means they have fermentable carbohydrates that certain intestinal bacteria love to feast on, producing gas quickly. Add the mechanical effect of fiber and you have air plus bulk at once. If you eat a crisp apple and then 10 to 45 minutes later you lie down, laugh, hug, or twist, pressure can build, belching can appear, and the abdomen can feel distended. None of these sensations mean anything is wrong with you. They are just the physical byproducts of fermentation. For some people, the response is mild. For others, it's immediate and obvious. If you've ever eaten an apple on an empty stomach and felt your waistband tighten or heard your belly talk back during a quiet moment, you already know this story in your body. There's another layer. The sweetness in apples leans on fructose, and in some people, especially in midlife when transit can slow a little, fructose absorption is imperfect. Unabsorbed fructose drifts to the lower gut where it becomes party food for microbes, which again can mean gas, urgency, or cramps right when you want comfort and poise. None of this turns apples into villains. It just makes them a poor pre-intimacy choice if your window is under 2 hours. If you love apples, enjoy them at breakfast or as an afternoon snack on a day when timing is open. Just give your system time to process the fiber and the fermentables before you ask it to be silent. The second fruit to avoid close to intimacy is the pear. Pears are beautiful, but they concentrate sorbitol even more than apples, and sorbitol holds water in the gut lumen. That water pull, combined with fast fermentation, can create the sensation of bloating, soft stools, or noisy movement through the intestines. The texture of a pear invites quick bites and large mouthfuls, which adds extra air you then have to burp up. If you sit or recline soon after eating a pear, reflux can join the party, especially if the meal also contained fat or tomato sauce. Again, pears are not bad. They are simply not strategic in the 90 minutes before an intimate moment if you want your abdomen to feel quiet, flat, and relaxed. Save them for a longer runway, perhaps sliced over a salad at lunch, so the body has ample time to digest before your evening plans. The third fruit to avoid close to intimacy is the grapefruit, or for many people, a large serving of acidic oranges. The key idea here is acidity, volume, and chemistry. Citrus is refreshing, but its acid can irritate the esophagus and provoke reflux when you bend, lift, or recline. The lower esophageal sphincter can relax transiently with certain foods, and acid in the throat can sting or change the voice right when you want comfort and ease. There is also a well-known point about grapefruit that matters for overall safety. It can interact with a range of medications by altering how they're processed. If grapefruit is a regular part of your diet and you take medication, your clinician has likely already mentioned this. The take-home for our moment is simple. Grapefruit is inconvenient before closeness because reflux risk rises, mouth acidity increases, and in some cases, the interaction question adds another layer of uncertainty. If you do fine with small oranges and you pair them with food, your body may be comfortable. But as a blanket rule, large citrus portions in the hour before intimacy often create more noise than benefit. There is a small exception that is more about ritual than fruit. A few sips of warm water with a whisper of lemon can freshen the mouth without loading the stomach. But that's the warmth doing the work, not a big citrus dose. Now let's talk about what to choose instead, because choosing is more powerful than avoiding. The best allies before a moment of closeness are fruits that are gentle on digestion, modest in volume, rich in polyphenols that support vascular health, and hydrating without triggering urgency. Berries win this race, especially blueberries and raspberries. They are naturally lower in sugar per cup than bananas or mangoes. They bring anthocyanins that help the endothelium, the inner lining of your blood vessels, signal for flexible dilation, and they rarely trigger fermentation fireworks when eaten in a sensible portion. A half cup to 1 cup of blueberries mixed into a small bowl of plain unsweetened yogurt or kefir is a quiet, smart choice that sends your body a message of stability. You feel fed but light, awake but not jittery. If dairy doesn't suit you, a spoon of almond butter on the side does the same job of slowing absorption without insisting on a large volume of food. Ripe papaya is another excellent option. Many people find it easy on the stomach, and it contains an enzyme, papain, that helps proteins break down more smoothly. The overall texture is soft and friendly, which means you don't swallow lots of air while eating it. If you're sensitive to latex, papaya may not be your friend, so notice your personal pattern. For most, though, a small bowl of ripe papaya with a squeeze of a very mild lime can taste bright without tipping into harsh acidity. The result is a cool tropical note and a comfortable belly. Because papaya is less likely to sit heavy, you can enjoy it closer to your moment. 45 to 60 minutes tends to work well for many bodies, especially if you keep the portion to about a cup and you pair it with a few pumpkin seeds for minerals that support fluid balance. Kiwi is a quiet hero. 2 small kiwi fruits deliver vitamin C without the reflux pattern that many people experience with oranges, and they support regularity without urgency. The enzyme actinidin in kiwi is gentle. It helps the stomach move along with a kind of steady patience. If nighttime reflux is part of your story, many people notice that a kiwi after dinner earlier in the evening reduces that sensation. For our pre-intimacy window, the advantage is comfort plus freshness. Peel it, slice it, and pair it with 5 or 6 raw almonds to slow the sugar release. Your mouth feels clean, your throat feels fine, and your abdomen stays quiet. If you want a fruit that sends a friendly signal to circulation, pomegranate arils are worth keeping in your kitchen. Their polyphenols support the endothelium, and the portion naturally manages itself because removing the arils from the shell slows you down. You don't need many to feel satisfied. Sprinkle a small handful over a bowl of berries or stir them into plain yogurt. The flavor is bright but not aggressively acidic, and the crunch wakes up your senses without flooding your stomach. The color alone can feel celebratory, which sometimes is exactly the psychological note you want. Health, vitality, a little sparkle. Watermelon, in a modest portion, can also be a friend. It's hydrating without heaviness and contains the amino acid citrulline, which your body can convert to arginine and then to nitric oxide, a molecule that helps blood vessels signal for appropriate relaxation. The key is portion and timing. 1 cup, maybe 1.5 cups at most, eaten slowly, often feels refreshing rather than urgent. If you eat half a melon, you'll be visiting the bathroom. Trust your nervous system. If you know you get nervous before a date, or you tend to need to pee when you're excited, keep watermelon to a small bowl and pair it with a pinch of sea salt sprinkled on top, which helps you hold fluid in the right compartments without bloating. Let's assemble these ideas into simple plates, because a plan you can actually make is the plan you'll keep. If your moment is in the evening, 90 minutes out, and you want something cooling, a cup of ripe papaya with a teaspoon of pumpkin seeds on top and a glass of water sipped slowly is perfect. If you prefer something tangy and jewel-toned, half a cup of blueberries plus a small handful of pomegranate arils with 2 tablespoons of plain yogurt on the side creates a spoon-by-spoon rhythm that your stomach appreciates. If you love a fresh green note, 2 sliced kiwis with 6 raw almonds is clean, bright, and quiet. If you prefer a summer feel, a cup of watermelon cubes with 3 or 4 cubes of feta cheese eaten mindfully brings hydration and balance. Keep the total food volume small. Intimacy is a dance, not a banquet. You may be wondering about bananas, mangoes, and grapes. Many people tolerate bananas well, but an unripe banana is loaded with resistant starch that can ferment and bloat, and a large, very ripe banana can make some people feel drowsy when combined with a heavy meal. If you love bananas and you know you feel steady with half, pair that half banana with a tablespoon of almond butter and give yourself 60 to 90 minutes before your plans. Mango is delicious but sweet dense. A few cubes in a berry bowl can be fine, but a large mango on its own moves you toward a post-sugar dip. Grapes are crisp and fun, but can invite a quick surge and drop in energy unless you pair them with protein. If they are your favorite, count out a small handful and add a cheese cube or a few nuts to quiet the rise and fall. Timing matters as much as the fruit itself. Your digestive tract likes rhythm. If you know intimacy is likely after dinner, build your dinner to be a little earlier and a little lighter. More vegetables, a hand-sized portion of protein, 1 or 2 tablespoons of olive oil for satisfaction, and a simple carbohydrate portion that fits your body. Then, if you want something sweet, use the fruit choices we've outlined and put the fork down a full hour before. That window gives your stomach the chance to empty comfortably and your nervous system the room to slide into a calmer rest and digest mode that supports connection and presence. If your moment is spontaneous, choose even smaller portions. A few pomegranate arils, 4 raspberries, or 2 kiwi slices can freshen your mouth and mind without waking up your gut. Hydration is the quiet player in health intimacy. Dehydration makes your heart work harder, your blood feel a touch sludgy, and your mood feel brittle. Overhydration right before closeness sends you to the bathroom. The middle path is simple. Sip water through the afternoon, and with dinner, then slow down fluids in the final hour. If you want a final touch in the last hour, 1/3 of a glass of water with a literal pinch of mineral salt and 1 or 2 crushed mint leaves is soothing and mouth-freshening without overfilling your stomach. If you are very reflux-prone, be mindful that strong mint can relax the lower esophageal sphincter. Go light or skip the mint and use a few slices of cucumber for freshness instead. Because real life is not a laboratory, Let's translate this into an evening timeline you can actually follow. 2 to 3 hours before your time together, enjoy a normal, balanced meal. A palm-sized portion of protein like fish or lentils, a generous serving of colorful vegetables, a thumb of healthy fat, such as olive oil or avocado, and a small portion of easy-to-digest starch if you like it. Perhaps a small baked potato or a scoop of rice. 90 minutes before, if you want something fresh, choose one of the gentle fruit options and keep the portion modest. 60 minutes before, take a little walk, just 10 minutes, to help your stomach move food along and to nudge your blood vessels into a responsive, flexible state. 30 minutes before, dim bright lights, put your phone away, and let your nervous system downshift. In those last minutes, avoid large sips, avoid apples, pears, and big citrus portions, and let your body arrive. If stress sneaks in, your gut will tell you. The gut and the brain are in constant conversation through the vagus nerve. When stress rises, digestion can stall or speed up. A 2-minute reset helps more than people expect. Sit or stand tall, inhale softly through your nose for a count of 4, exhale for a count of 6, and repeat for 10 cycles. This simple ratio tips your body toward a calmer state. Add 1 gentle shoulder roll forward and 1 back with each breath if you like. You're teaching your nervous system to cooperate with your intentions. Let's add a few real-life examples that make these choices feel practical. Anna is 58 and loves fruit after dinner. She noticed that whenever she ate an apple in the evening, her belly became noisy and she felt pressure when she lay down. She swapped the apple for a half cup of blueberries with a spoon of yogurt, and she took a 10-minute walk after eating. The change she noticed first was quiet. No more gurgling, no need to shift positions to find comfort, and a sense of warmth in her hands and feet. Jorge is 62 and enjoys citrus. He thought oranges made him feel fresh, but he also noticed a scratchy throat when he reclined. He switched to 2 kiwis sliced thin with a few almonds. His voice stayed smooth, and his chest felt calm instead of sour. Elena is 55 and loves pears. They felt elegant but unpredictable. She moved pears to lunch and chose ripe papaya at night. That simple timing swap kept the elegance and removed the urgency. Special situations deserve a few extra lines. If you live with reflux, be careful with citrus, peppermint, chocolate, and large volumes of liquid late at night. Your best choices are ripe papaya, kiwi, or a small bowl of berries with yogurt, portioned modestly, and finished at least an hour before reclining. If you live with sensitive digestion, or have been told you're sensitive to FODMAPs, apples and pears are common triggers. Berries and firm bananas in small amounts often behave better, and ripe papaya is frequently comfortable. If you manage blood sugar, pairing fruit with protein or fat is not optional. It is the stabilizer that turns fruit from a spike and crash event into a steady line. Measure your response and choose the portion that keeps you calm and clear. People often ask about dried fruit. The guidance here is straightforward. Dried fruit is concentrated both in sugar and in the very fermentable fibers that can create gas. A few raisins in a salad at lunch are one thing. A handful of dried apricots in the hour before closeness is another. Keep dried fruit for earlier in the day and favor fresh, water-rich options at night. Juice belongs to the same category as dried fruit for our purposes. It's fast sugar with almost no fiber, which means fast swings in energy and little satiety. If your mouth wants freshness, a slice of cucumber, a few pomegranate arrows, or a gentle herbal tea beats a glass of juice every time in this window. Let's build a 5-minute plate you can repeat any night without thinking. Take a small bowl and add half a cup of blueberries. Sprinkle on a small handful of pomegranate arrows. Add 2 tablespoons of plain yogurt on the side, or a tablespoon of almond butter if you prefer plants only. If you want a little savory balance, place 3 small cubes of mild cheese on the plate. Sit down, eat slowly, sip water, not gulps. When you finish, stand up and walk for 10 minutes. This simple ritual checks every box: calm digestion, friendly circulation, stable energy, and a message to your nervous system that you're allowed to feel safe. Mouth freshness matters more than people admit, not only for courtesy, but for comfort. Instead of large acidic citrus portions, brush gently after dinner, use a tongue scraper if that's part of your routine, and finish with a few sips of warm water. If mint triggers reflux for you, choose a spearmint tea that's very mild or go for chamomile. Both feel clean without the acid punch. A single leaf of fresh basil between the fingers and then dabbed on the tongue can create a surprising sense of brightness, and it doesn't ask your stomach to do any heavy lifting. Because confidence is as much about psychology as physiology, give yourself a moment to choose a story that supports you. When you pick fruit that helps rather than hinders, you're not being restrictive, you're being strategic. You are creating the conditions in which your body can say yes. That mental frame matters. It's easier to be present when you know your choices were kind to your biology. If you like a checklist, here's the quiet one I keep in my head. Avoid apples, pears, and grapefruit or big orange servings in the last 1 to 2 hours. Choose berries, ripe papaya, kiwi, pomegranate arils, or a small bowl of watermelon if you tolerate it well. Pair with a spoon of yogurt, a few almonds, or a small piece of cheese. Stop large sips of water in the final hour, but don't arrive thirsty. Walk for 10 minutes after eating. Breathe out longer than you breathe in for 2 minutes to steady your system. Dim the lights and put your phone away. Let yourself arrive as you are. If you live with medication interactions, particularly with grapefruit, remember that this conversation is about comfort, not prescriptions. The rule of thumb is simple. Keep grapefruit out of the pre-intimacy window entirely. If you enjoy it, make it a breakfast food on days when you're not planning a quiet evening. If you're unsure about an interaction, ask your clinician in your next routine visit, and keep citrus minimal at night until you know where you stand. If you love culinary creativity, you can play within these boundaries. Slice kiwi coins and fan them on a small plate, then dot the top with 3 or 4 pomegranate seeds on each slice. Mash a few blueberries into a spoon of yogurt to tint it violet and swirl the rest of the berries on top. Cut papaya into rectangles and dust very lightly with cinnamon for aroma without acid. Cube watermelon and place it next to 2 or 3 feta cubes. The savory note keeps you from chasing sweetness and helps you stop at a comfortable portion. Sometimes the simplest swaps create the biggest changes. Move the apple you love to mid-morning with a smear of peanut butter and enjoy feeling flat and calm at night. Trade the after-dinner pear for a ripe papaya and notice how your stomach feels silent. Shift grapefruit to a sunny weekend brunch and choose kiwi for evenings when you want ease. Each swap tells your body, I'm listening. The body responds to that respect with steadier energy, warmer hands, and a mind that has room for connection. There's a final piece that makes all of this work better: movement. 10 minutes of easy walking after a meal improves glucose handling, supports the endothelium, and moves food along without jostling you. That means less heaviness, less reflux, and a gentle bloom of warmth through your skin as circulation answers the call. If weather or time keep you indoors, pace the hallway, take the stairs slowly once or twice, or try a gentle pedal device under the table. You're not training for a race. You're telling your body that everything is okay and that digestion is allowed to proceed in peace. If your plans are spontaneous, you still have options. Choose tiny, elegant portions that wake your mouth without waking your gut. 3 raspberries, a small pinch of pomegranate arils, or 2 thin slices of kiwi. Rinse your mouth, sip 2 fingers of warm water, roll your shoulders, and breathe out longer than you breathe in. Your body will meet you where you are. When all of this comes together, the experience is not only more comfortable, it's more present. You notice warmth in your hands. Your breathing is easy. Your stomach is quiet. Your energy feels steady instead of jittery or sleepy. You're not distracted by the urge to burp or the sense that your waistband is pressing. You can listen, laugh, and connect. That is what wise nutrition looks like in real life. It's not a list of rules. It's a way of arranging small choices so that your body can do what it was designed to do. Let me leave you with one clear sentence to carry into your kitchen. In the hour or two before closeness, skip apples, pears, and big citrus. Choose berries, ripe papaya or kiwi, pomegranate arils, or a small bowl of watermelon. Pair it with a little protein or healthy fat, and give your body time to feel light, warm, and ready. If this guidance resonates, try it tonight. Notice how your body responds over the next week, and share your experience so others can learn what works. Your body in midlife still holds an extraordinary capacity for vitality. With a few kind choices, you can feel that truth for yourself.